You are entering the championship rounds. After the awesomeness that was UFC 189, the company wanted to have 3 more fight cards in the span of 6 days. Was it overkill, or were you saying feed me more? Plus, who were the showstoppers from all the fights that took place this week? This is 5 Round MMA. Hello there, my name is Alex Ramirez. Alongside me is my co-host Albert Cita. We're man short today because Spicky Spice absent is one Guillermo Cita.
Yeah, apparently he has parental
duties. Vacation. Family vacation. Yeah. So we wish him and his family hope had a great time. This week's show is brought to you by our fine line of sponsors. First with Rocking Green eco-friendly cleaning products, the 5 Rounds clothing line, and of course the FRMMA Foundation, Redemption Martial Arts, Rise Up Against Bullying. Mr. Cita, how are you?
I'm doing good. I think I'm hungover from all these fights have been going on.
Yeah,
but
we had UFC 189, which we were hungover for. Then Sunday we had the tough finale.
Yeah.
Then Wednesday we had UFC Fight Night in San Diego, and then Saturday we had UFC Fight Morning in Glasgow, Scotland. So it's just a lot to ingest.
And I'm trying to keep up with my soccer, my summer basketball, and I'm trying to sprinkle a little boxing in there. So I'm getting kind of overwhelmed.
Man, who has time for anything like family? How long everyone does it?
Seriously.
So let's start with round 1. UFC Fight Night, Glasgow, Scotland. Main event was Michael Bisping versus Tyler Slates. From the outcome, kind of underwhelming, I think. Michael Bisping, do you agree?
Yeah. I think if you were just reading social media, I think they hyped it a little bit too much. I mean, I saw a fight. I wasn't that excited. I think it went back and forth. I guess you can say that. But I had Tyler Slates winning. But I didn't think it was that amazing.
Well, I mean, Michael Bisping overhyped is kind of like the norm of his career, correct?
Yeah.
I think people. I'm like, obviously, this win really does nothing for him. He beat
I really thought the undercard was shine on this. This.
Oh yeah, I think the fight of the night was Joanne Calderwood and Courtney Casey. They stole the show.
Yeah.
Joanne was fighting in her home country. But I want to go back to Michael Bisping really quick. I mean, people criticize him for not, just for his attitude, his arrogance. But I think if you think about it, he has it made, man.
Yeah.
He is a prototypical.
He doesn't even really have to look for matchups. The matchups are already called out.
And then also, like, the UFC loves him.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make a living as a fighter, just make a living as a fighter, not be a championship fighter. He can talk about how much he wants the UFC gold, but when push comes to shove, he has opportunity to come to the rise. He doesn't come through. So, like, I just want to be a professional fighter. There you go, Michael.
This is the route you take. Not only is he successful in the ring, or octagon, I should say, outside the ring, he's even more successful.
UFC
you can say.
Fox analyst. The company loves him whenever they're in Europe. He's always main eventing. Like I said,
I think they say like a ridiculous stat too. I think he's like 17-0 in Europe. And that just shows you right there. And then there is a market for Michael Bisping to stay on to the UFC.
He's good at promos. Other fighters hate him. He's not shy on social media. So this is prototypical. I just want to earn a living as a fighter. Michael Bisping all the way, because obviously I don't think UFC gold's ever gonna be in his future. Do you think?
Nah, I think that ship sailed a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think he can try and get himself a first contender matchup, but that's as far as I see it going.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the case of Michael Bisping. So I went up to the co-main. I meant the co-main event, but the fight that really stole the show was a women's. About Joanne Calderwood against Courtney Casey, who took the fight on 10 days' notice, came all the way from Hawaii to Scotland.
Yeah,
to throw down like that. I mean, if you're gonna come short notice, I'm gonna come throw down, right?
And she almost had the fight won. That's why I thought it was a real bizarre, crazy thing. Like, she came 10 days' notice, and she actually gave what do you call it? Joanna more trouble than I think anybody else would have. And it's funny too, because we've been watching when it comes to women's fighting, I think a lot of people focus on Ronda Rousey, and then they really see her. We don't really see that vicious stand-up game. Yeah, we saw it from the strawweight champion, or I should say atomweight champion, right?
No, strawweight.
No, strawweight champion. But this is the first time we saw a good exchange in women's in the UFC as far as striking, as in back and forth, like the Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner matchup. We haven't seen that in the women's division. I think this one, good brawl, and I think we finally got one, because so far it's been a one-sided women's division, both in strawweight and in bantamweight.
They're both obviously Ronda Rousey's dominating with her grappling and not her stand up, but Joanna Jay's been like pretty successful so far with her stand up. So.
Yeah, that's why I thought this fight. But not only was it a good fight, they finally see like the girls throw it down too, and I think this is a fight that was very crucial. If you look at women's history, it's gonna obviously Ronda Rousey's gonna be on there. I think this fight should be on there too because it was the first time it was in the UFC platform a type of fight like this.
Yeah, and also. Joanna Jojo said, "Hey, the fans want to see me and Joanna Jay go at it." So,
oh man,
I mean, Joanne Caldwell is a stand-up fighter, so is Joanna. So I mean, it makes sense. I mean,
if she's gonna bite down her mouthpiece and throw it down like this, I don't mind watching it.
Throw it up in Europe. Too, because Joanna just fought Berlin. Obviously, Joanna fought in Scotland, so that could be another fight night in Europe type of thing they want to do. Maybe top it off with Alexander Gustafsson, maybe, or Michael Bisping.
Well, you got 2 European girls here, so you can do an all Europe affair.
Might as well get the ole going, right?
Yeah.
Round number 2, UFC Fight Night 71, or UFC Fight Night San Diego, or UFC Fight Night Mirror versus Duffee. There's so many names for these fight nights they call them now, but we'll just go UFC Fight Night Mirror versus Duffee. Took place last Wednesday in San Diego. Main evented by a heavyweight bout. Was it a crucial heavyweight bout?
Well, in this new heavyweight landscape, every heavyweight bout's a crucial heavyweight bout.
Frank Mir versus Todd Duffee lasted about, a minute?
It was officially 1:13.
Wow. So less than a minute and a half. Was a slobber knocker, sloppy at best. Todd Duffee gets knocked out by Frank Mir. And now it's the Frank Mir era again, or the reinvention of Frank Mir against Todd Duffee.
And the crazy part is, you can make the argument he should fight Junior Dos Santos.
Frank Mir.
Yeah. I think the argument's there. I think he can even steal a couple of first contenders away from people now that he has this win over Todd Duffee.
Well, with Frank, he went from losing 4 in a row.
Yeah.
I think 2 by knockout, 2 by decision, to back-to-back KOs against Bigfoot Silva and now Todd Duffee. I mean, just when you count Frank Mir out,
he's back in it.
Back again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe with JDS,
you can even give him the rematch also Overeem, and it still makes sense.
His 4 losses were to JDS, DC, Daniel Cormier, Josh Barnett, and Alistair Overeem.
Yep.
Before that, he beat Crocop, Roy Nelson, and then Big Nog all consecutively. So it's kind of like we're just going to this recycle center. Is that what it is? Just fight.
Especially with the lack of heavyweights right now. I mean, I told you it's not crazy to say give him. I wouldn't give him a stipend.
Give him Mark Hunt. How about that?
Okay.
Mir versus Hunt.
I like that. I like that.
Fight night in New Zealand or Australia.
There we go. I like it.
I like that. But I want to kind of switch gears because Frank Mir obviously is still in the middle thing. But
let's get to the real.
Does
the
this
real
do for poor Todd Duffee? I mean, Frank Mir called him a stud at the end, but I mean, remember his most famously knocked out by Mike Russo.
Yeah.
When he was dominating the fight.
And I think same thing that happened there happened here. I think he got lazy. I think he didn't stick to the game plan, and when you don't do that, especially in the heavyweight division, you pay for it.
Yeah.
It's just mind blowing to me the way Todd Duffee was going out there striking. It's I don't know, like if you're gonna put that much work in the gym and you're gonna be off for that long, I don't understand why you would fight so recklessly and not stick to the game plan. Yeah, exactly. So to me, that's the most difficult part. Luckily for him, like we've been saying, the heavyweight division isn't that strong. He could go ahead and bounce back and fight like Ben Rothwell, even Guillermo's boy, Matt Mitrione. He even has
still have a job.
Even Brandon Schwab if he still wants to stay in heavyweight division.
Well, even think about it, the UFC isn't actively cutting heavyweights. I mean, Chet Congo left on his own will, right? The UFC offered him a contract. He just felt quote unquote insulted by the offer. But that's a guy who's kind of mediocre at best.
Exactly.
You still want to keep him on.
There's no heavyweights out there. So luckily for him, he's going to be able to at least bounce back from this just because of the lack of heavyweights out there.
But in the UFC, he is 4-2 in the UFC. It's just that both his losses are kind of embarrassing losses.
Yeah.
But he is 9-3 overall with 9 knockouts.
Yeah.
So it's there at 29 years old. You think hopefully he's either scratching the surface of his full potential or will at least. Hopefully now start to fight it, but I mean, if he's having trouble with guys like Frank Mir, just like sloppy fights, what's he gonna do with like a technical striker like Stipe, who's more patient, like or JDS, who guys are gonna?
Yeah, I see him getting maybe one of the bottom tier guys next. I mean, if they like Travis Brownie, maybe maybe the rematch with also Overeem, and even Ben Rothwell, I think will be a good matchup for Ted Duffee.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully that. I want to talk about the night's co-main event.
which I think was the best event of the event.
Yeah, if people listen to the past, even read articles on FiveRoundMMA.com, we know that we're pretty big fans of Tony Ferguson, who did win the season of Tough when Brock Lesnar was his coach, and actually Brock Lesnar brought him into Death Clutch, which I think people don't ever talk about. I mean, this is the one guy, bro, you come train with me. So you get to go in the wilderness and train with the man bear pig, Brock Lesnar, find out what the biggest win of his career. He was able to show dominance over Josh Thompson, but Josh Thompson kind of almost stole the show from him so much how much heart he had, because it was a crimson mask.
And it was crazy because it seemed like he was going to quit the first round.
Yeah.
And then Josh Thompson just didn't have any quit in him. When I see these matchups is when I get frustrated that the co-main event is in 5 rounds.
Yeah.
I think if that fight went 5 rounds, I'm not saying Josh Thompson would have won or anything like that. But if I would have got 2 more rounds, I think they would have blown the roof off that joint.
I think Tony Ferguson showed how diversified he is with the elbows and standing up.
And even his
submission test on the
even
ground.
his spinning stuff. I mean, like when he was doing like his front rolls, back rolls. I'm like, I don't know if it was necessary, but I liked it.
Yeah, I think for now on, I think Tony Ferguson belongs at least to fight top 10 guys from now on, right?
No, yeah, I think top 5. I think you just go look at the division and really pick out a top 5 opponent that's not locked up and give it to Tony Ferguson, because
the guy's 19-3.
The time to strike is now.
Yeah.
What I do feel bad though is Josh Thompson. He's kind of lost out there now because that's 3 straight. Where does he fit in this division? Can't even move up or down. And he's not the youngest guy. I think he's getting closer to 40.
Especially with the guys like he's known for his awards with Gilbert Melendez, and Gilbert Melendez gets suspended for PED use. So it's kind of like, where is he now? Like you said, I mean, maybe should he go up maybe to welterweight, just maybe a different weight class.
But he might be too small. But I don't know how big of a cut he does for 155, whether he can go to the right now the red hot 145 division.
Yeah. As of right now, the updated standings that today, Tony Ferguson jumped up to number 11, where like his last loss was to Michael Johnson was a decision. Michael Johnson's ranked number 5 right now, so it's kind of like
maybe that's a good matchup.
I mean, the guys like Miles Jury, Edson Barboza, Benson Henderson, and then Eddie Alvarez and Khabib, and then Donald Cerrone, and the big boys. So I mean,
if you really want to just throw him out there, I said give him Eddie Alvarez. But I don't know how long his suspension is. Oh, no, he didn't get suspended. It was Gilbert Melendez who got suspended.
That kind of makes sense. I like that.
If you want to literally just get right behind him.
Throw him out there without life.
If you want to keep on, working him in, I think he gets the rematch with Michael Johnson.
I like that. That makes sense. We should see the rise of El Cucuy. Maybe 2016 will be the year of El Cucuy.
the year of Cucuy.
We'll see. Round number 3. We're kind of going back as the week progressed, from forward to backward. So after the UFC 189, the Tough 21 finale took place. It's the same MGM Grand, which was main evented by a welterweight matchup between Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, or Josh Thompson. So Josh Thompson, I'm thinking of Wonderboy, or is it Stephen Thompson?
No, it's Stephen Thompson. You're way confused, man.
I'm waking up. It's Stephen
Wonderboy Thompson
against Jake Ellenberger. And then I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even see any of the Tough. Did you this season? The Black versus,
I think I saw like the first episode. I thought it was not my cup of tea, so I really tuned out. I didn't like it. I liked the concept. I just didn't like the show.
Maybe I wasn't a fan of the Florida teams. Maybe
that could be too. Maybe if it was Californian teams, maybe
like
I would.
Alpha Male versus like AKA, or maybe
something like that.
Like Dethrone versus AKA.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the American top team back then are doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe like MMA Lab and the Jackson MMA, because they're on the kind of Arizona.
Yeah, see, those I've been a little bit more intrigued.
Florida, come on.
And then I think they dropped the ball big time by not even having a top American top team fight a top Blackzilian
in the main event. Right?
Yeah, I think that would make perfect sense. It's like if it was AKA and Dethrone would be like Josh Koscheck versus I don't know someone in their camp or something.
Yeah. So I mean. Yeah, so let's go with the main event because, like I said, I didn't watch the stuff. Yeah. So, Albert, who is Wonderboy? Tell me, who's Wonderboy? To fans, we should all know what Wonderboy is, right?
Let's go way back to 2012.
Okay.
You can, matter of fact, go on YouTube, look around that area. I was talking about Stephen Wonderboy Thompson then. I don't think we were
doing the show in 2012, were we?
Were you in the show in 2012?
Yeah, I think we were. Anyways, go ahead.
Anyways, the point is that Stephen Wonderboy Thompson was a kickboxer. Undefeated record. I think it was something ridiculous like 60-0. Amazing stand-up. His only loss in the UFC right now is against Matt Brown.
Which was? A decision loss.
Yeah, which was a decision loss. He actually had Matt Brown pretty rocked in that fight, if you remember correctly. But that was his first loss, and that was his first loss in the UFC. But since then, he's been on a tear. And when I mean a tear, I mean he's been getting some of the most best highlighted KOs, TKOs you can think of. For the last camp, he went and trained with champion Chris Weidman. So he's been working on his ground game with Chris Weidman, but he's also been helping out Chris Weidman with the stand-up. And I think we've seen the big difference between when he fought, Machida to when he fought Vitor Belfort on his stand-up at least. And I think it's all thanks to Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. And he's getting up there in age, but I feel like he's right in the perfect spot. He's in his early 30s. Yeah. He just beat Jake Ellenberger, who was at one point considered a top contender.
On the verge of a
top, yeah. So, and right now I think they really need some new faces in this division. And I think Stephen Thompson just cemented that he needs a top 5 opponent.
I think, in the welterweight division.
To mix it up, too.
This was basically two guys who were, one who's descending, Jake Ellenberger, and one who's ascending, Stephen Thompson. And I think the fact that what we saw in UFC 189 between Rory McDonald and Robbie Lawler, even before that, with Robbie Lawler and John Hendricks, and then with Matt Brown in there, is like, this is now that we're kind of entering the era of the post-GSP welterweight division, where it was so ground and pound wrestling heavy. Now you see all these strikers coming out now. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Lorenz Larkin, who has an amazing stand-up in the welterweight division now. Yeah. This is the kind of new interjection the welterweight division needs, I think, because it is getting lost in the shuffle with the other divisions.
Now, I don't want to see this matchup, but I'll tell you right now, it's an awesome matchup, which you just brought up, Lorenz Larkin versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Yeah. I will get my mind blown over that.
MMA fanboys, I think.
It's funny because it's one of those things where I want to see it, but I don't, because I want to see these two guys really meet at the peak of their career rather than now. But I will not be mad at that matchup. But what I like about it, like, it mixes up the top 5, because the top 5 has been cemented for quite a while. Maybe the whole year it's been the same thing. It's Matt Brown, Tyrone Woodley, Roy McDonald, and then Johnny Hendricks getting his 3 bouts in there.
I always feel like we keep mentioning Tyrone Woodley, but when's the last time he fought? It's kind of like I haven't seen him in a while.
Exactly. But I think it breaks it up now. Yeah. I mean, you could throw in Lorenz Larkin against any of these guys. You can throw in Stephen Thompson against any of these guys and kind of break it up a little bit.
So, and then obviously Jake Ellenberger, who was on a tear. I think that's how many losses in a row.
And then Gunnar Nelson just had a huge victory too. So he breaks up the whole thing. I think you have plenty of people to break up that top 5 that I think is no longer the top 5 of the division.
Yep. And then for Jake Ellenberger, he has 1 win in his last 4 bouts, and then came against Josh Koscheck, who's no longer in the UFC. So,
but did you hear what they're gonna do with Josh Koscheck? What? He signed with Bellator, and they might do Paul Daly versus.
He called him out like right away. It's like Stephen Bonner, like, I hate Tito Ortiz, I'm gonna call you out. So like Josh Koscheck, you already beat Paul Daly already. So, I mean, but that's the Bellator model. And before we end this round really quick and take a break, you think Fedor's gonna come back and Fedor and with Bellator or what?
I really don't care.
You don't care? That's like one of the biggest news of the week.
He can fight Kimbo Slice if he wants. I don't care.
I like it. Scott Croker, make it happen. Fedor versus Kimbo Slice.
They say might even bring Granny Couture in, so
we'll see. God. That's the perfect time for a break. So stick around. We're going to talk about is this too many fight cards for the UFC having, or is it overkill, or do you want more? And also look at the UFC on Fox, Dillashaw versus Barao too. So stick around, guys. Thank you for sticking around. We're now entering the championship round. But before we continue, I want to thank our fine line of sponsors, the Rock and Green eco-friendly cleaning products, 5 Rounds clothing line, and of course the RMA Foundation. Rise up against bullying. So,
but before you start the round,
what?
You got to go follow, sign up for the email. They get exclusive coupons out, and there's some pretty good ones out there.
For Rock and Green.
Rock and Greens, yep.
They have sports detergents, even cloth diapers.
Yeah, so.
I'm sure Gamble could appreciate that. So, round number 4, championship rounds. I want to talk about the UFC having 3 fight cards in the span of 6 days after the awesomeness that was the UFC 189. Albert, for you personally, this is your personal opinion, was that a little too much to handle, or did you love it?
Well, let me put it out this way. My significant other knows I'm a huge MMA fan, and I will not miss an MMA fight.
Yes.
She was starting to think I'm lying, and I didn't want to spend any time with her because for some reason there was a UFC fight. Because sometimes I told like, oh, there's a Bellator and something like that. And she's like, oh, okay, it's the different organization.
Yeah.
But then I kept saying, oh, I'm gonna go watch UFC. She's like, okay, like. if you don't want to spend time with me, let me know. Don't lie to me. And I was like, no, I'm dead serious. They're putting on like 4 fights in 1 week. I'm being serious. She's all like even the Jake Ellenberg one. Okay, then what'd you do yesterday? I watched the UFC fight, but there's another UFC fight today.
What happened on Wednesday then? It was a UFC fight.
Exactly. So I didn't appreciate that I had to explain myself because UFC decided just to pack that on there. But it's not that I dislike it because they were getting criticism for not having enough fights. They were only doing 1 fight a month at one point. And I think they were getting criticized because they didn't have enough fights.
Yeah.
But now they might get the opposite, saying they had too much fights. My only problem is that they got to start making a solid top 3 fights. I mean, there has to be a good main event, co-main event, and then the setup to the co-main event.
Yeah.
If they
co-main event.
Yeah, because then we were discussing before we even started the show that it might even turn into boxing,
which it is now.
Where
all the pay-per-views like
all
that.
You do is clock into 1 fight.
Yeah.
Which I dislike. I mean, you can say whatever you want about the Ultimate Fighter card.
Yeah.
You did not set up a good lineup, I think.
Yeah. Even like if you notice, like every pay-per-view now, it's just all the main event as before in the past. Look at this great line of cards now. But I mean, Dana White was so critical of the boxing world. Well, it's just the main event. That's all people watch. Well, if you look at every commercial now, it's just Ronda Rousey.
And I think the other problem with this week was he put so much time and energy in the Conor McGregor one. Yeah. There was really no more, I would say, resources to promote the other 3 cards. And I think that's where it really hit him too. Because even though there was some good fights in each card, there's no real way to promote them. How was I supposed to know about Holly Holmes and
unless you're actively
exactly. So I think they wasted too much resources. Then by the time we got to these cards, that's why I even felt even more fizzled out because you're like, okay, why am I watching?
I think for me the fights were a success until the Michael Bisping main event.
Yeah,
like you had highlights every card
in each card. Yeah,
obviously the tough finale. You had the awesome Wonder Boy knockout, the spinning heel kick. The Wednesday night card was actually a really good card. The co-main event between Tony Ferguson and Josh Thompson was great. Obviously, the great KO by Frank Mir and Todd Duffee. And then obviously, when you come to Saturday, UFC Glasgow, you had that battle between JoJo and Courtney Casey. And then, and then it's all capped off by Michael Bisping. So it's kind of like, that was, for me, kind of the bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Kind of was it to quote Mary Poppins, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Well, a spoonful of Michael Bisping does not help to digest. I was a little heartburn after that. How about that?
Yeah.
So that was kind of, but I mean, if it's going to happen, obviously they're going to put more cards in, especially, you can see, was it the Wednesday night card because there was no sports going on. I think MLB was in the middle of the All-Star break. I think at the same time as the ESPYs, wasn't it? So it's kind of Fox's answer to the ESPYs.
Yeah.
So I think when Caitlyn Jenner was getting a standing ovation, I think it's about the same time Todd Duffee was getting knocked out right about then, right?
Yeah. And then we still, And then we still got the Hannah Brown match coming up on Channel 11, but it's on a Thursday.
On Fox.
I think. Yeah, it's scheduled. No,
I think
it's a Friday. Wrong. It's Friday, right?
I think it's on a Saturday.
Saturday. I'm way off. So then you
check your monthly calendar, please.
I gotta check my monthly calendar. But anyways, they're still continue on this streak of either having it each week or packing them on in 1 month.
Every other week. So Ben, I mean, I'm not complaining. More stuff to do, more stuff to write about, more stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So the more fights, the better for FiveRoundMMA. Time for the final round, round number 5. This round is going to be a preview of UFC on Fox, Dillashaw versus Brow, taking place on July 25th, which is a Saturday. Albert.
July 25th.
On your local Fox network affiliate.
Well, I haven't seen promotion for it, so how can I get my dates right?
I think you got to watch the countdown, the Fox debut sometime today or whenever, I don't know. Main event, TJ Dillashaw versus Hannah Brow 2. This wasn't this fight I scheduled 3 times before. The first time, Barao passed out on the scale. Second time, it got rescheduled. Dillashaw injured a rib. So now, hopefully, we just get through the weigh-ins. And then come Saturday, these two are face-to-face in the octagon. I'm still kind of hesitant to see this fight's going to happen because you just never know nowadays. So Dillashaw versus Barao, main story. Can Dillashaw prove that the first time was a fluke? And then how angry is Hannah Barao that, this guy, the alpha male's little brother, kind of whipped on him and TK'd him in the 5th round of their first fight. So, Albert, how do you see this fight breaking down?
I see it going the same way the first fight went.
You like Dillashaw?
I think.
Have you been convinced since then?
I think I haven't been convinced, but I've seen enough of Dillashaw now, and I've seen enough of his fighting style that I think that he has convinced himself he's way better than Renan Barão, and sometimes that's all you need.
Confidence is
regardless of what is the truth, if that's the way he approaches the game, I don't see him losing. Because I think that's how he approached it the first fight.
Yeah.
He said, you know what, everyone counted me out. I don't care. Watch, let me show you. And it was that confidence, I think, as soon as he saw that, Renan Barão can bleed.
Yeah. Was it pretty early on? He knocked him down in the first round, right?
in the first round. So I think I got TJ Dillashaw winning this. But then again, I've been on a horrible streak as far as picking fighters.
I mean, it's hard to knock a guy, Renan Barão, who just lost his first bout against Dillashaw. Was it 10 years before, something like that? And then he did fight once against Mitch Gagnon, which is a submission, but in the third round though.
Yeah.
So and then was
and he didn't look like the old Renan Barão to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got the finish. Yeah, he looked good, but he did not look like the old Renan Barão, the one that was feared in this division.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm not too sure. I don't follow any of the Brazilian paparazzi magazines. I don't know what it's like life for a Brazilian champion. Do you know what it's like out there?
Nah,
you mentioned Aldo.
Must be pretty chaotic because the Brazilian people are very high on their MMA. So
I mean, these guys must be partying everywhere here and there. I mean, you never know what life is like outside of training for Renan Barão. Also on this card, a co-main event, Miesha Tate versus Jessica Eye. I think it's more of a bigger fight for Jessica Eye than it's Miesha Tate. Don't you think?
I would actually say the other way around.
Vice versa?
Just because.
Well, this is by far the biggest matchup for Jessica Eye.
Yeah, but I think if Miesha Tate loses, she's pretty much would never get another chance to not get that first contender.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying it's a bigger fight. I mean, as far as opponent wise, this is Jessica Eye's most.
Oh yeah.
The biggest name she's ever fought.
Yeah, if Jessica wins this, she pretty much is in line for the title, and she pretty much eliminates Miesha Tate from the title.
For Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, I think if Miesha Tate loses this one, she has to win. If she's still in the game, she has to win 3 in a row just to be mentioned the same sentence as Ronda Rousey.
Well, she has won 3 in a row since losing to Ronda Rousey. Liz Carmouche.
But she loses to Jessica. Yeah, I think she has to go back again. And
back to the starting board. Also, a little interesting note: Miesha Tate's not famous, but most known for dating Brian Caraway.
Yeah,
he's actually on the card as well.
He's on the same card.
Going to fight at Eddie Island. So let's see if how that's going to go. You think if he wins, should carry that momentum?
I knew that the Pettis brothers, the last bout, it really got to him because Anthony Pettis had to see his little brother get viciously beat. And I think that kind of affected him in his fight in the future.
Yeah.
And he let his emotion get to him. And it's true. If you really think about it, I think it's different when a camp signs up for the same card than someone like your sibling, your spouse. I think that's I think the cards are a little bit higher, and I think your emotions are just a little bit too much all over the place to really have your head in the game. So let's say Brian Caraway goes first.
Yeah.
He's
gonna go first, but
yeah. Let's say he has a horrible matchup, and
out.
What mindset does Miesha Tate? Her spouse, yeah. So I see your I don't think it was a smart deal. Yeah, maybe it was cool in the training process because they got to be on the diet. They go to the gym together. That part, I guess, probably might have been cool. But I'm telling you, with the Pettis brothers, I don't think that worked out. And I don't think this is going to be a good thing unless they both win.
Well, we'll see. Also on the card, some card sleepers here: Jim Miller versus Danny Castillo, Team Alpha Male turned out.
That's good.
Also Joe Lozon versus Tiger Gomi. So kind of like maybe back in the day.
Maybe back in the day, I'll be pretty pumped over it. I know Jason's still pumped over it.
And also our former guest, good friend Darren Kirchrick's on the card against Jim Krause, which I think you're kind of mad because he's on the prelim card, right?
Yeah.
Fight Pass card.
Yeah, even though the last couple 3-4 fights have been on and off, he's been bringing it.
Yeah.
And I think just by bringing it alone, you at least deserve to be in the top of the secondary lineup. I don't think the Fight Pass.
Yeah. So we shall see how that plays out. We'll have all the fallout for you guys next week's show. UFC on Fox, Dillashaw versus Barão, July 25th, Saturday at the United Center, Chicago, Illinois, live on your local Fox affiliate. That is it for today's show. I want to thank all of our sponsors for making the show possible. Rock and Green Eco-Friendly Cleaning Products, 5 Rounds Clothing Line, and of course the RMA Foundation, Rise Up Against Bullying. Until then, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at FiveRoundMMA. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on iTunes, YouTube, and Podomatic, and please visit FiveRoundMMA.com. You can also check the show on FightBookMMA.com under the MMA podcast page. Hear us on arenasportsnet.com. Other great shows, sports shows like Snowman in the Morning, The Flex Zone, and Pot is War. And then, Albert, what do you got? That's it. That's all I got.
I'd like to just thank our engineer for today, Big Game.
Big Game's back.
If you don't know, our staff members wear a lot of hats around here. One day, Big Game can be making us the desk. The next day, he can be the audio engineer, and then he's the cameraman. So, yeah, big shout out to Big Game out there, and thanks everybody for listening.